Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about these newish liquid blushes from Tarte Cosmetics. We have not talked about Tarte in a hot minute, and I gotta be honest with you, they often kind of fall off my radar. I sort of forget to check for Tarte, and I gotta say, every time I come back around and get interested in something, it's for a good reason, because Tarte makes a lot of my very favorite complexion products. They do foundation and concealer really well. I think they're pretty well known for that. But I have to say, their tinted moisturizer and their new Shape Tape Glow Powder are two of my most worn products all year. And Tarte has been, for a long time, also well known for blushes. Back in the day when I first got into beauty YouTube, the Tarte powder blushes were the thing. They were the epitome of blush. So I'm actually kind of surprised that this liquid blush took as long as it did to arrive in the Tarte family. These Maneater blushes have been out for a while. I don't know why they're under the Maneater umbrella. I think this is sort of Tarte's version of the NARS Orgasm. They just take this name and put it on stuff for no reason at all. I mean, at least the NARS Orgasm stuff is always all pink. I don't know what relation this has to the Maneater family. They had the Maneater palette, eyeshadow palette years ago. I actually really liked the original one. Then they made a mascara, which seemed kind of weird, but at least it was like eyeshadow, mascara. Now there's this. I don't know. I don't know why. They should have called it Shape Tape Liquid Blush. That would have made so much more sense to me, but here we are. It's the Maneater Blush and Glow Cheek Plump. It has a weird name, but spoiler alert, it's actually really good. Anyway, please still watch the whole review. These are priced at $25 each. I purchased mine from Ulta. Pretty sure this is an Ulta exclusive, which I think just means Sephora's not allowed to carry it, but it is also available on the Tarte website, and you can find these on the QVC website as well. There are 4 shades available. I have all 4 of them here. I'm going to show you close-ups and swatches of all 4 colors, and then I'm going to show you 2 different shades actually being applied to the skin. So you'll get to see me wear Buff. I just filmed me applying it on a different day. And then today I'm wearing Peachy Pink. That way you can just get an idea of what 2 different colors look like on me, and I'll show you some different application methods and close-ups and all the fun stuff that you come to a YouTube review to find. Before I give you the close-ups, swatches, all that stuff, I just want to read you some of the claims of this product because they are quite plentiful. According to the Ulta site, these blushes are completely vegan, they have no parabens, no mineral oil, and they are gluten-free. According to the claims, these are a liquid gel formula that makes cheeks appear visibly plumper and lifted. They're definitely a jelly. They're not moussey, they're not a thick cream, they're not really liquidy like drops. So liquid gel definitely makes sense. I don't know about appearing visibly plumper and lifted. I feel like I already have a very full cheek, so maybe I'm just not the one to say that. It also says that there is a cooling serum-like texture. I agree with that. I do notice that this is very refreshing when it's applied. It delivers fresh and dewy, buildable color for rosy cheeks. 100% agree. This layers really well, blends out easily. I've had these for several weeks, so I've been wearing all the different colors, been testing different applications, pairing them with powder blushes and blush toppers, and I have to say these layer perfectly. They do dry all the way down, so there's no tacky or dewy feeling left on the skin, but they still have a nice sheen to them. Here we go again with reducing fine lines and wrinkles. Volu Plump Complex helps plump and firm appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I do not think that a blush should, could, or would do that, but go off, I guess. Contains, oh, it's dermatologist tested. Great, thank you. Coconut water, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E work together to keep skin hydrated and smooth with a plumper appearance. I love anything with hyaluronic acid. I have very dry skin, and I have to say these do look really fresh and nice on my skin all day long. So, as usual, they go a little overboard with the reduces appearance of fine lines. I don't think just blush doesn't do that. That's not blush, that's Botox. But, I mean, it's fine. They could just leave that part out. I don't expect my blush to do that, but I just wish that they wouldn't put stuff like that in product descriptions. It's not realistic. All in all, though, I would say I agree with the claims here, and I'm surprised that they didn't mention wear time. I think that's probably one of the biggest questions that people ask for blush is how long does it last on the skin, because blush does tend to wear off pretty quickly on most people. Won't speak for everybody, but I know myself and a lot of other people say that blush is one of the first things to go. And I think they would have been really smart to ditch the reduces appearance of fine lines and add in a long wear time, because I do think these blushes are probably the longest wearing liquid blushes that I've ever tried. They definitely last a lot longer than my ColourPop Cheek Dews and my little M Cosmetics serum dropper blush thingies. So I wish that that was in the claims, because I think that's probably one of the things that impressed me the most after many, many, many times of wearing these blushes. Let's go ahead and take a close-up look at the packaging. First thing right off the bat, these are gigantic. Why they didn't just make them slightly smaller and put it at a lower price point, I don't understand. Because remember when Shape Tape concealer came out and people were like, oh, this is such a gigantic tube of concealer. This thing is so much bigger. I don't know, can you tell how much wider this is? Maybe you'll be able to tell this way. Look how much bigger around the blush is than this concealer. Why is it so much? Especially because it's truly the packaging that's just much bigger on this. The tube is one of those double-walled tubes, so it's just the circumference is gigantic, but it's actually less product in the blush than in the concealer. The Shape Tape concealer has 10 milliliters of product in here, and this blush only has 8 milliliters. But as you can see, the packaging is just much bigger, it's much heavier. It's, you know, it's very impressive, but I just don't know why it's so big. Moving on. Now, remember at the beginning when I said this should have been called the Shape Tape blush instead of the Maneater blush? There are many reasons for that. First of all, like I mentioned previously when we were discussing the formula, this lasts for a really long time, so the Shape Tape moniker would make sense there. This also has the same fruity, perfumey fragrance that my Shape Tape concealer has. And it has this big old gigantic doe foot applicator like the Shape Tape concealer has. So I feel like they really dropped the ball on naming this. This absolutely should have been in the Shape Tape umbrella and not the Maneater umbrella. Now let's take a look at the swatches of these blushes. I want to show you the unblended swatch first, that way you can see what these look like. Just a straight swipe of the wand on my arm, and that will show you the more concentrated color. And then I'm going to take that same swatch and show you what that looks like blended out a little bit more similarly to what it would look like actually applied to the cheek. Obviously my arm is not exactly the same as applied to a cheek, but I think it's nice to see all of these shades in there side by side so you can get a real feel for the similarities and differences. Now I want to show you a little product demo, that way you can see two of these shades in action, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. Let's start with the shade Buff. This is the lightest and most neutral shade of the four, and I'm going to show you two different application methods here. First, I'm just dabbing it straight onto the cheek and then blending out with my fingertip. This is a very easy, effective way to apply liquid blush, and it does layer up the pigment really quickly and easily. But my preferred method is with a little duo fiber face brush. This method just blends out so seamlessly. It's even faster and easier than the finger method, just in my personal opinion. I love how quickly and how just naturally this applies the blush, but it does take a little bit more to layer up to a deeper or more dramatic finish. So if you want more pigmentation, I would say just blend out with a finger. And if you want a softer flush, then go with a duo fiber face brush. Now let's take a look at the shade Peachy Pink. This is my unexpected favorite. Typically, I love the more neutral, nudie terracotta shades like Buff, but I love the way that this looks. It's just such a pretty flush. It's not too bubblegum pinky. And I think this is going to be flattering across a lot of different skin tones. I also want to mention that these mix really well together. I love mixing a little drop of the shade Berry in to just add a little depth to any of these shades. I really love Buff and Berry mixed together. So that's another option for you. You can really customize your own shade if you're interested in doing that. However, that is a pretty expensive approach to take. However, the result is really beautiful, and I just love experimenting and mixing with makeup anyway. However, if I was going to choose just one to recommend, it would be this shade Peachy Pink. It has been my personal go-to, and I imagine this is going to look great on so many people with so many different styles. And because these are so buildable, I think that a lot of these shades are going to work across a wide range of skin tones as well. Typically in my reviews, I just give you all the info up front and then I save my opinions for the end. But for this one, I've been testing this product for so long. I've really been wearing this for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I just couldn't help but inject my opinion along the way. So I think it's probably pretty obvious. I don't love the packaging. I just think it's too big for this product. Doesn't make sense for a liquid blush. And I wish that it was called Shape Tape instead of Maneater. But other than that, not really a lot left for me to critique. I really like this product. I have worn all of these shades. I've worn them in a lot of different ways with a more full makeup look like what I'm wearing now. A lot more simple pared down, my sort of everyday casual makeup. I have enjoyed each and every shade. I think the formula on this is incredible. Very easy to work with. A very buildable pigmentation. You can just do a little bit and get a nice soft little natural flush. You can really build up the drama. You can pair this with powder products. It lasts all day. It looks great. It feels great. As usual for cheek products, I do wish there were just a couple more shade options, but hopefully this is one of those products that generates a lot of interest and they feel compelled to add some new shades with a new season. Wouldn't it be cute in the spring if we got a bright coral and a bright lavender, maybe some more deeper purpley shades? I would really like to see this particular formula stick around. I would like to see some new shades. I think this is fantastic as somebody who loves blush, who loves liquid blush, who loves cheek products, who has dry skin. If you and I are aligned on any of those things, I think you're gonna love this. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this product. Are you interested? Have you tried this? Was this even on your radar? What are your favorite liquid blushes? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Why are they so big though? Why? You don't need this much liquid blush. I have 4 of them. That's ridiculous. Okay. Why am I like this as a person? Does anyone know? Ow! I'm fine. Sometimes I just wander off. I mean, it's very impressive, but what are you compensating for? If you're like, wow, why is Amanda being so extra sassy and cheeky and silly? It is 8 o'clock at night. I don't usually film this late, but my boys aren't here and I'm trying to get stuff done. So it's getting weird. I've been working all day and it's just getting weird. Then this is me completely sober. I'll leave that. What is that called? What are these? What are you called? Oh, it's trickery and deceit. And I do not know what that is. It's just one girl's opinion. Working up a sweat, ranting about blush. This is really where I get my cardio in, you know. It would be funnier if it wasn't true. Cool. Cool. Alright. Love your sweet little faces, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.